Hello everyone, welcome to our project presentation of Student Learning and Information Management System. Our vision was to create a comprehensive MERN-stack application that streamlines administration. The system is designed around three distinct roles: admins who manage operation, teacher who tracks academics, and student who access personal records. These were our motivation and the user benefits for the project. Now let's get on with the live demo. So as you can see on the live demo, first we need to register as an admin. So we enter the relevant details and then we start with the admin profile first. So once we've entered all the details, we can see the admin dashboard now. So let's head over to classes and add a new class. So first we will add a new class, let's say software engineering. So we write it as MS and SES for abbreviation. And then once we add the class, we can see that the class has been created. Now we go further and add subjects for the same class. So first subject we will add is OOD, Object Oriented Designs. And we enter the subject code for it and the number of sessions through the semester. And similarly, we can add more classes as we are adding a design lab right now. So once the classes and the subjects have been set, we now add teachers which are assigned to a specific subject. So first we choose the class, then we choose the subject for which we want to create a teacher, and then we create the teacher with name, email address for the teacher, and a password set for them. So once we have filled in the relevant details, we click on register and the teacher gets registered for that particular subject in that particular class. We can now see the teacher has been created. Now let's head over to student and we create a new student. So when we try to add a student, we first have to enter a student name. So over here, we'll take it just as student. Then we create an email ID for the student. And then further on, we register the student for a specific class. And then we add the roll number and the password for the student. So a student can log in through these details whenever they want. Next, we head over to the notice area where we can create a notice. So in a conceptual view, an admin can create a notice which will be viewed by student and teachers on their respective dashboard. So that way admin can communicate any messages they have throughout the whole school. So once we add the relevant details, we create that notice and we publish it. Next, we have the profile section where we can see all the data summarized for the admin profile. We can even edit the profile. Let's say we suppose edit any of these fields and save the changes, it will get reflected on the profile. So right now we'll try to add the phone number. And once it is added, we click on save changes. And when we can see, it is shown on the profile later after the change has been made. Now let's head over to teacher profile. So we can enter the teacher dashboard by logging in with the credentials created by the admin earlier. So once we have those credentials, we can enter those and we can log in further. So on the teacher dashboard, we can see all the relevant details. We can see the notice given by the admin. We can see the number of classes and the students assigned in that. And when we click on the students, we can either take student attendance or we can go ahead and provide marks to that students. So based on the number of sessions that was provided for OOD, we have 3 sessions. So we can give attendance 3 times on various dates. We can even alter the attendance as and when required. And now we will see how to provide marks. So now we can see over here, we will add marks for the student. So once that has been all completed, we can now head over to the complaint section where a teacher can submit a complaint which will be viewed on the admin dashboard, as well as the teacher can track the progress over here itself, seeing it as pending or resolved. And further, we have the similar teacher profile where all the details are shown. Now we head over to student login. We log in with the relevant details that the admin had created earlier for student profile. Once created, we can see the student dashboard with all the data summarized on the dashboard. We can see the notice, we can see the attendance overview, average marks. And when we click on subjects, we can see the subject assigned to the student, if a teacher is assigned or not, what is the marks in that subject, if the student has passed that subject, and we can view it as table or chart form. And when we click on attendance, it's similar. We can view all the attendance details, which day it was marked present or absent, and we can see the chart view also for that. And just like teachers, student can also head over to complaint section and submit a complaint if they have any, which can be again viewed by admin dashboard. And also the student can track the progress from their personal dashboard too. And other than that, we have student profile, which summarizes all the student data, including the subjects, the exam results, their personal details, notification preferences, etc. So that is that for student 2. And now we'll head over and try to log in as admin again and see the complaints submitted by the teacher and the students. So when we head over to the complaints, we can see that both the complaints are shown over here and we can mark it as pending or resolved. Now we head over to the application landscape, which is a 3-tier monolithic architecture along with usage of factory method and controller pattern for backend services. And in application structure, we use different presentation layers, application layer, system workflows, persistent layers, and database layer. And in design implementation, our main design is MVP pattern for the whole structural layout, as you can see on the screen. And further, we are using mediator pattern for centralized communication and to keep backend as a mediator, having consistent and decoupled behavior with scalable structure. Further, we use factory pattern for uniform object creation, centralized validation, and reduced errors and duplication. Further on, we go over to singleton pattern, which is used for database to have a single shared database connection and consistent data access throughout the application. We have the implemented status as JavaScript architecture throughout with front end in React.js, back end in Express, and MongoDB for database. These are our test strategies where we use Superjet for backend API testing along with Jet. We can see the sample test. And for the front end, we use React testing library for the UI testing along with Just for validation of the different components, as we can see in the sample over here. For the CI/CD summary, we have automated CI pipeline with Circle CI, continuous deployment to render, version control by GitHub with reliability and maintainability. Now we'll see the different stages of a pipeline for a project. As we have over here, we can see there are different stages where first we have the preparing of environment variables, then we have creating and installing dependencies for both backend and front end. We run different tests for both of them. And once all the tests have passed, we built the whole project, especially we built the front end because it needs to render all the UI components and the React components. And once the front end is built, we upload those artifacts, which is automatically deployed over render to our application, which is hosted. Now we will see our Scrum summary, where we did iterative development with continuous delivery. As we had the 6 epics in our product backlog along with 28 user stories, 5 team members working along with 3 months of timeline where we used different Scrum events and Scrum artifacts to achieve our overall project goal. Next, we see our burn-up chart that tracks our progress over 3 months timeline, showing a steady completion of tasks against our goal scope. Success was a team effort. We divided the roles very clearly. Hardi led the front end, Tushar on back end, Susmita as full stack, Ayush on QA, and Jaimit handling the DevOps and architecture part. Throughout the project, we learned the importance of clear role separation and consistent API design. We also found implementing CI/CD earlier saved us significantly from integration headaches. Looking ahead, we plan to implement role-based analytics, notification system, mobile application, and enhanced security features. So now we'd like to all thank you for your time and patience through the whole presentation, and we look forward to have any feedbacks with us.